Morning, everyone. Fine. What are we talking yesterday? Yeah, we just started with inheritance in the last session, right? I already said you the first rule of inheritance actually. What is the first rule of inheritance? Parent class constructor should be accessible to the child class. And if the constructor is not accessible to the child class, inheritance will not be possible. So I repeat, parent class constructor should be accessible to the child class, and if not accessible, inheritance should not be possible. Are you reading me? Yes or not? Okay, so very importantly, the parent class constructor should always be accessible to child classes actually. If they are not accessible, inheritance will not be possible. So that's the important thing. Okay now? So why the parent class constructor should be accessible to the child class? Yesterday we have just been talking about this. Why the parent class constructor should be accessible to the child class? Okay. So what is that? Why parent class constructor should be accessible to child class. Okay. Why it should be accessible? Because child class constructor implicitly calls the parent class's constructor for execution. Already I shown you, I put a breakpoint and shown you in the last class. Whenever you try to create the instance of the child class constructor is implicitly calling the parent class constructor for execution. That's calling. So child class constructor implicitly calls the parent class constructor for execution, because child class constructor implicitly calls the parent class's constructor for execution. Okay now, next. Okay, why parent class constructor implicitly calls, why child class constructor implicitly calls the parent class's constructor for execution. Why is it calling? Why child class's constructor? Why child class's constructor implicitly calls the parent class's constructor for execution? Do you get the question? Why is it calling? What is the need of calling that? Are you getting my point? What is the need of calling that? Is it necessary to call it? It's important to call it? Yes, it is. It's very, very necessary and important to call this. But what is the reason for calling this? The reason for calling is listen. Child class wants to consume the members of parent class. Correct? Child class wants to consume the members of the parent class or not? So those members should be first. If you want to consume them, must be initialized here. Without initializing, can you consume them? I want to consume a field of a parent class and the child class. Without initializing, can you consume? You can't. So they must be initialized. Okay? And who can initialize the members of a class is the constructor of that class only. So it is must to call the constructor and initialize them before consuming them. Read it, all of you. Child class wants to consume the members of parent class. So those members should be first initialized. those members should be first initialized. And who can initialize the members of a class is the constructor of that class only. So it is must. So it is must to call the constructor and initialize the members before consuming them. Are you clearer, all of you? Yes or not? Do you understand the reason for calling it now? So if you just call, they will be initialized and then they can be consumed. Any doubts? Are you clear with the first rule? What is the first rule? Child class constructor implicitly calls the parent class's constructor for execution. And if the parent class constructor is not accessible, inheritance is not possible. Clear? And today what I explained to you, why to call it? Yesterday I clarified you, calling is mandatory, but today what I said is only why to call it. If you call it only, initializations are done. If initializations are done only, they can be consumed. If you don't call, they cannot be initialized and they cannot be consumed also. Okay now? Fine. Next. The second rule. What is the second rule, you know? What is rule number 1? Parent classes constructor should be accessible to the child class. Okay? And if not accessible, inheritance is not possible. If not accessible, inheritance is not possible. Rule number 2. What is rule number 2? Rule number 2 is child classes can consume or access the members of its parent classes, but parent classes cannot consume or access any of the member that are purely defined in the child class. What is that? According to the law, parents' property belongs to children, right? Yes or not? But do you know there is a law? Child property doesn't belong to parent. Parents doesn't have right on the children's property here. Children have right on parents' property, but parents never have right on children's property. It is the responsibility of the children to take care of their parents. But legally, parents doesn't have any right on children's property. Is it clear? The same point. Child classes can access the members of the parent class, but parent class cannot access the members that are purely defined in the child class. Are you clear? Read it. Child classes cannot consume or access any of the members that are purely defined in the child class, Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? You can see. Watch. Let's come to the child class. This is the child class. Okay? Wherever it is. The point is not about that. The point is create the parent class instance here. What is that? Class 1P is equals to new class 1. Which class instance you created? And you guys watch it. It is showing you access to test 1, test 2 only. Test 3, test 4 are not visible there. Test 3, test 4 are pure child class members. Remember, they are purely defined in the child class, so not accessible to you. So I can call test 1 because test 1 is defined in class 1 only, parent only. And P dot test 2. This is also defined in Parent only. These two are methods of class 1 only, are its own methods. But now I want to call the child class methods. What are the child class methods? 3, 4. That's error. Error. So I'm commenting this and I'm writing invalid and inaccessible. Invalid and inaccessible. Verify. Test 1, test 2 are accessible, but test 3, test 4 are not accessible. Is it clear, all of you? It's a very simple point here. Parent doesn't have access to pure child class members. Did you understand the word? What is that? Pure child class member. Pure child class member means purely depend in the child class. Parents doesn't have access to pure child class members. Okay, now? Fine. Watch it, all of you. What is C? Not object, instance. Why are you changing the word again? What is C? Instance of child class. Instance of child class. What is P? Brainless, watch and answer. It's not instance. Parents, variable. It's a variable of parent. It's a variable of parent. Variable means initialized or not initialized? Louder. Not initialized. Variable means not initialized. Okay. I can say is equals to new class 1 and initialize now. I can also initialize is equals to C. What is this? Earlier, you learned one thing. The variable of a class can be initialized by the instance of the same class. Remember? The variable of a class can be initialized by using instance of the same class. We already learned the reference. Now I'm telling a new point. What do you know? The variable of a parent can be initialized by using an instance of the child. Parents' variables can be initialized by child instances. Earlier, same class variable, same class instance initialization is done. We talked about it. But today what are we talking? Parent class variable can be initialized by child instance. So what is P? Reference. Consuming the memory of C. Child instance. Consuming the memory of child instance. What is it? Like reference again? Reference only. Don't again say like reference. It's a reference. That's all. Watch the picture. Who is the owner of the memory? Speak louder, I'm telling you guys. Who is the owner of the memory? C. C is the owner of the memory. And you remember on the day, last class I showed you, when you create an instance of the child class, it will read the parent, identifies its members and registers them. I shown you this picture to you already. Are you clear? This picture I shown you already. Right now what is happening, P started accessing the same memory. So P is a reference. Okay, now created using child instance. Created using child instance. Okay, so listen. Rule 3. What is rule 3? Parent classes variables can be initialized by using what? Using the child classes instance. And then the variable becomes a reference and will start consuming the memory of Is it clear, all of you? Parent class variables can be initialized by using the child classes instance, by using the child class instances, by using the child class instance. Okay, and then the variable becomes a reference and will start consuming the memory of child class instance. Is the picture clear, all of you? Tell me. Now answer my question. Using P, can I call the members that are purely defined in child class now? Using P, can I define test, can I call test 3, test 4? Using P, can I call test 3, test 4? Are you clear? Let's observe. 1 and 2 can be called, no doubt, with 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 are purely defined in class 1 only. 1 and 2, no problem. You can access them. But my question is calling 3 and 4. Okay, what's your guess? Yes or no? Error. Error, guys. Rule is rule. What is the second rule I said to you? What is the rule I said to you? Parent cannot access pure child members, I said to you, na? Then why are you telling yes again now? That is pure child member. Never accessible to parent. Never accessible to parent. Is it clear? But in this case also, what's it? But in this case also, parent reference cannot access any of the members that are clearly defined in the child class. But in this case also, parent reference cannot access any of the members that are purely defined in the child class. Rule is rule. What is that? Parent cannot consume pure child class members. Don't eat of the words. Parents cannot consume, louder, pure child class members. Don't forget that word pure again. What cannot be consumed? Pure child class members cannot be consumed. Okay, now? Okay, the rule is always rule not accessible. Okay, so you see the picture. Now you can understand this. That only I said you now. Using P, can I call class 2 members? No. Simply, you can look straight, you can look to the top, but you cannot look in the bottom. Are you clear? You can look straight, you can look into the top, but you cannot look into the bottom. Okay? You're standing on the road, you look into the sky, and you can say clouds and stars, everything what you see in the sky, birds, whatever. But can you look into the ground? Can you look into the bottom and say, what are the insects or ants that are present inside the earth now? The water, minerals, you don't see. So you can look straight. Who is before you? Who is in the top? But you cannot see what's in the bottom. What's in the bottom? Same point only. C can look straight, class 2. C can look top, class 1. P can look straight, class 1. But P cannot look to class 2. Child members are not accessible. Understood, everyone? Yes or not? Okay, fine. Here, I'll give a note. What is the note, you know? It is not possible to initialize child class variables by using are you clear? Did you understand? What is P? P is not parent. Your class 1 is parent. Use your brain and answer. What is P? Instance. You'll eat out the words. Instance of the parent. Be clear. What is that? Instance of the parent. What is P? Instance of the parent. Okay. Now, what is C? Variable of child. Variable of child is equals to P is, that is what I'm telling you. Child can initialize parent, but parent cannot initialize child. Are you clear or not? Child can initialize the parent, but parent cannot initialize the child. Reverse is not possible. The reverse is not possible. Is it clearer or not? Okay. So a parent cannot initialize the child at any point of time. Wife cannot initialize the child because parent doesn't have any information about child. Then how can it initialize the child now? Array, class 1 has one child class 2, correct? Huh? Only one child class. Huh? Tomorrow 10 child classes can be present. Yes or not? So parent never know who is the child. Parent never know who is its child. There can be n number of child classes. Are you getting my point or not? Are you clear? See, there are so many people in the classroom. There are so many people in the classroom. Okay. So earlier, right now, because of this COVID, after COVID, we have online, offline here. But earlier, we used to have only offline classes. Only offline, no online availability. At the time, the classroom used to be 300, 400 people in the classroom. The classroom strength used to be 300 and 400 people. Okay. All the students, the 300, 400 people, I am teaching from past 15 years. 300, 400 people who attend the class, everyone recognizes me. Yes or not? Recognizes me because I'm only the one who is teaching you. So all the people identifies me. But it's not possible for me to remember all the 300, 400 people in the classroom. Yes or not? It is not possible for me to remember each and everyone sitting in the classroom now. Are you clear? Same point only. Child always identifies the parent, but parent don't know who is the child at all. Who is its child? Are you guys clear on what I'm telling you? Yes or not? So this is not going to be possible. What is not possible? By using parent class instance, either implicitly or explicitly also. What is again implicit and explicit, sir? What is implicit and explicit is? I hope you guys remember this point, all of you. Valid or invalid? What do we call that? Louder, yeah. Brainless fellows. Boxing, yeah. Boxing. Converting a value type to reference type. What do we call? Boxing. This is called as boxing. Right now, OBJ is equals to X. I directly performed an assignment. It's an implicit conversion. This is a implicit conversion. Right now, do you remember we created parent class reference also with an implicit conversion only now. We created a parent class reference also by using an implicit conversion only now. See, direct assignment, implicit conversion. Then what is explicit conversion? Remember, can I convert this OBJ back into integer? Unboxing. Can I convert the OBJ back into integer or not? What is that? Unboxing. But unboxing is not implicit, unboxing is explicit. How to write, you remember? Int y is equals to convert the dot to int 32 of OBJ. This is how we write. Or otherwise, you can write like this also. Int y is equals to int of OBJ. Typecasting here. Convert OBJ into integer. This is called explicit conversion. Did you understand what is explicit conversion? Implicit conversion means direct assignment. So now this is implicit or explicit? Implicit or direct assignment. This is implicit. Okay, what are you trying to do? Implicit conversion. And this is invalid. Explicit is also not possible. What is explicit? Guys, what is explicit? All of you guys, class 2C is equals to class 2 of P. See guys, int y is equals to int of obj. Same way, class 2c is equals to class 2 of P. This is what? Explicit conversion and invalid. Both are invalid here. Why I said you this, Generally, when you try to do that, you get an error. You get an error. And after reading the error message, you think like, okay, I can do an explicit conversion and you may try for an explicit conversion. That's what I'm telling you. Both are not possible. I'll clarify all the doubts. See, watch. Leave it now. This is implicit conversions, right? Implicit conversion is working in the first case or not? What case? Child to parent. Child to parent. Implicit is working or not? Yeah. Now, let me reverse. What I'm doing, creating instance of parent. Instance of parent. Class 2C is equals to P. What is C? Child variable. Trying to initialize by parent instance. See now? Error. What is the error? All of you read the error message. Cannot implicitly convert a type class 1 to class 2. What is it clearly telling you now? Implicit conversion not possible. Next, what is it telling? An explicit conversion exit, are you missing a cast? What's it telling you now? Verify if at all you have an explicit conversion. Verify if at all you have an explicit conversion. It's questioning you. See the question mark. It is not telling you explicit conversion is possible. It is asking you, you check yourself if there is a explicit conversion. That is why I given you an op telling you implicitly not possible, explicitly also not possible. Both are invalid only. If you want, I will prove you. See, now I am doing explicit conversion. Watch. Class 2 of P. That is a explicit conversion. Error only. Unable to cast. Unable to cast means unable to convert. Unable to convert. It's unable to convert this particular thing. So implicitly not possible as well as explicitly also not possible. It is not possible. Okay. Now come back. See, this is all I am explaining under third rule only. This is all I am explaining under third rule only. You can read again. It is not possible to initialize child class variables by using parent class instance, either implicitly or explicitly also. If you do like this is implicit conversion. If you do like that, that is a explicit conversion. So this is also error and this is also error. Okay, now next, under third rule only I am telling you one more thing. Under third rule only I am telling you one more thing. What is it? A parent class reference that is initialized by using child classes instance. By using child classes instance can be used for initializing. Can be used for initializing. Initializing child class variable by doing an explicit conversion. What is this again? What is this again is, just a second, tell me once, class 2C is equals to new, what is this? Child class instance. Class 1P is equals to C. Valid now? Array, this is valid, this is not valid. What is valid? Child to parent is valid, but parent to child is not valid. Are you clear? What is P? Parent reference initialized by child instance. Initialized by, now read this point. Did you understand, all of you? Yes or not? Array, what I'm telling, using this P, I can initialize a new, I can create a reference of the child. I can create a reference of the child. Explicita, implicita? Explicita, implicita? Explicit conversion. What's it? Watch. Class 2 OBJ is equals to class 2 of P. Array, this P, guys. Not this P. Point clear, This P I'm talking, not this P. What is this P? Instance. This cannot be, but what is this P? Reference created by child. So using that, I can do a conversion. I can write like this also, or I can write like this also. If you remember, I explained to you about this operator, all of you. What is it, as operator. Conversion operator. Convert P as class 2. Convert P as class 2 and assigning to OBJ. Assigning to OBJ. Did you understand, all of you? What is OBJ? Array, reference, not instance. Instance is only when we use a new keyword only called instance. It's not an instance. What is it? Reference. Are you clear? Okay. See, listen, I'll tell you in simple words what I explained to you. Watch. I have a value type. I have a value type. Can I convert this into reference type? Tell me fast. That's valid. I have a reference type. Can I convert this into value type? We already know that a value type cannot be converted to reference type, but a reference type cannot be converted to value type. But this is possible now. I have a value type. With this, I created a reference type. With this, can I make it back a value type again? Valid now? What is first one? Boxing. Last one? Unboxing. Second one? Invalid. Okay, now, same like this here. Same like this. I have a child instance. Can I make a parent's reference now? Can I make a parent's reference? Is it valid? Valid. Now I have a parent instance. With this, can I make a child reference? Invalid. But what is possible? I have a child instance. With this, I made a parent reference. With this, again, I can make a child reference, guys. I can make a child reference again. Are you people clear? Array, that's like boxing, unboxing only. Understood my point or not? The second rule of inheritance is very, very important. Sorry, the third rule. This one, what I explained to you. It's a very, very important. Not today, guys. Until the end of your course. Course means not C#, ASP.NET, MVC. Every time we come across it. Are you clearer or not? Every time we come across these things, what I explained to you in the third rule. Okay. Finally, in the simple words I said to you. What is it? I can create a parent class reference by using a child class instance. I can create a parent class reference by using a child class instance. But I cannot create a child class reference by using a parent class instance. Okay. But what is possible? I can create a child class reference by using a parent class reference that is initialized by child class instance. Array, child to child only, understand the last point. Child converting back into child. In between, parent reference, finally what you are going to go to child only. But here, when I create a parent instance, see, understand in the memory point of view, if I create a parent instance, that instance will contain information of class 1 only. If I create a parent instance, that instance will contain information of, but will not contain information of class 2. So how can I initialize child class now? Are you getting me? Look here. Look at here. You created an instance of which class? Louder. So it doesn't contain information of child class now. So how it will be possible to initialize the child now? Are you clear? But when you create a child instance will contain the information of child and parent also. Correct? Huh? So it is possible to create a parent reference. Parent reference. Are you clear? Now see, this P is pointing to the memory, and that memory contains the information of class 1 and class 2 also. But this cannot access class 2, but the memory contains access to both the two things now. Yes or not? So it is again possible to initialize OBJ. Nothing but a new reference of the child class can be created, because here you have the information of class 1 and class 2 also. See exactly what happened. See exactly what happened. This OBJ is initialized with the help of P. And this OBJ can be initialized because here you have the information about class 1 and class 2 also. Are you clear? But if you create a class 1 instance, there you will not have instance information of class 2. So cannot be used for initializing a child class variable. Okay, now. So this is what exactly happens to you behind the screen. Okay, this is what exactly happens behind the screen. What is it about third step, sir? What about third step? What is your question? Okay, so are you people clear? So the third rule of inheritance, what I explained you, is very, very, very crucial. So remember in the simple words, what is that? Parent class variables can be initialized by child instance. Child variables cannot be initialized by parent instance. Child variables can be initialized by parent reference, that is initialized by child instance. Okay now? So that's what. So if you see here, we'll understand here. What is it? Parent reference can be created by child instance. Child reference cannot be created by parent instance. Child reference can be created by using parent reference initialized by child instance. That's it. Clear or yes or not? I agree, a little bit confusion will be there, little bit confusion, but I have just posted videos on the inheritance also. Watch them, read them thoroughly, multiple times, to make you clearer. Only giving you pictures for everything to you. I show you the pictures to you to understand what is happening behind the screen. Okay, now you tell me, using this OBJ, can I call the members of class 1 and class 2 or not? Using OBJ, can I call the members of class 1 and class 2 or not? Yes, you can call. You can call the members of class 1, you can call the members of class 2 also. Both can be called. Class 1 members can be called. Class 2 members also can be called. Is it clear, all of you? So both the two can be called, because OBJ is again pointing to here, and already said here, you can look straight, you can look top. So OBJ can look to the top now. OBJ can look straight, class 2, look top, class 1, both are accessible. But if there is any child, OBJ cannot access those members of the child. Okay? Now answer me a small question. Using P, can I access the members of the parent class of class 1 if present? If class 1 has a parent, listen carefully. If class 1 has a parent, using P, can I call those members or not? If class 1 has a parent, using P, can I call those members or not? Possible or not possible? 100% possible. 100% possible. If you have P, using that you can call the members of the class 1. Possible, not possible means 100% that is going to be possible. You can call the members of the parent if present for class 1 using P. P can refer to the parent. Point clearer? Yes or not? Okay, using P, I can access the members of class 1 if present. But Tell me, is there any parent class for class 1? No. Is there any parent class for class 1? No. Do you have any parent class for class 1? No, no. Wrong answer. Yes is the answer. Each and every class that is predefined or user defined has a default parent class. That is the class object of system namespace. Either that can be a predefined class or either that can be a user defined class, no matter. Either that is a predefined class or either that is a user defined class, no matter. You have a default parent class. You have a default parent class. What is the default parent class? Object class. Object class means, listen, this is another great important question in the interviews for all of you. This is another important question in the interviews for all of you. What is that? The another important question what you have in the interface is, okay, the another important question what you just have is, interviews, what is the default parent class? What is the answer? Object class. In data types, I already said you here, object is the parent of all. Object is the parent of all the types. So that can be a predefined class or that can be user defined class. It doesn't matter. That can be a predefined class or that can be a user defined class. It doesn't matter. But on the top of all the classes, who is present? Object class is present. On the top of all the classes, who is present? Object class is present. Understood? The ultimate parent class for all the classes is object. And because object is a parent, I repeat, because object is a parent of all the classes, because object is a parent of all the classes, the members of the object class are accessible to you from anywhere. They're accessible to you from anywhere. What are the members? Class object contains 4 members in it, and those 4 members are accessible from anywhere. Methods in it. What are the 4 methods you know? In that one method you already know and used it. First one, equals. Second one, garage code. Third one, you know this guys. Are you clear? Okay, class object contains 4 methods. What are the 4 methods? Equals, garage code, getter type, and toString in it. And those 4 methods are accessible from anywhere. Are you clear? It's what I'm trying to say, tell you guys. Listen, you define a class like this, class test. But you did not write any code in it. Even though you did not write any code in it, by default, this class will contain 5 methods in it. Are you clear? By default, this class contains how many? 5 methods in it. There are 5 methods by default that are present for you under this class. Sorry, not 5 methods, 5 members I say. 5 members. What are the 5? First one, implicit constructor. Array, the first member is implicit constructor. Second, the four methods. Equals, get hash code, get type, posting. All the four methods. So the constructor and the four methods. So by default, your class contains all the five in it. Not even a single code I write. If I compile it, enough. Five members will come. You can create the instance of the class test and you can call the five methods. I'm sorry. You can create the instance of the class test and you can call the four methods. While creating instance call constructor, then you can call the four methods what are available to you. Okay. Now all of you tell me how many methods are present in our class 1. We have class 1 now. In our class 1, how many methods are present? 6 is the answer. Not 4 and 2. 6. Why? You defined two methods already there. Test 1, test 2. 4 are inherited from object class. Total 6. Total 6. Class 2? Class 2. 8. 4 plus 2 plus 2. 8. There are 8 methods that are present in class 2. Tomorrow if I define class 3. By default class 3 will contain 8 methods in it. When I say class 3 inheriting from class 2, by default class 3 will contain 8 methods in it. Directly 8 methods will come off over there for you. Okay now, are you clear all of you? So straight away all the 8 methods will come for you in the class now. So that's how exactly, that's how exactly the methods gets defined for you now. That's how exactly the methods gets defined for you. Okay. So by default, every class has a default parent class. See guys, every class will directly or indirectly inherit from object class. Every class directly or indirectly inherit from object class. What is directly or indirectly? Listen, look at this code. Did I inherit class 1 from any other class? No, no. So at the time of compilation, compiler inherits class 1 from object. Compiler inherits class 1 from object. So directly inherited. Now tell me, did I inherit class 2 from any class? Which class? Class 1. Yes or not? Then no need to inherit from object class then. Why? Already on the top of class 1 object is there now. Already on the top of the class 1 what is there? Object is there. Because that is there, that's already inherited now. This is what? Indirectly inherited. Are you clear? Direct and indirect. You can directly inherit or it can be indirectly inherit. Directly or inherit indirectly, object as a parent class. Okay. What's this code all of you? I am creating object obj is equals to new object. Guys, understand? When you're typing, it is showing you the related members to you now. We call that as IntelliSense. We call that as IntelliSense. That is called as IntelliSense. IntelliSense is a great feature that will show you the related items automatically when you're typing. In IntelliSense, you will find two objects here. One in the Pascal case, one in the lowercase. When you're typing object in the IntelliSense, it will show you two objects. One in Pascal case and one in lowercase. Are you clear? And don't be confused, both are same. Both are same. That's why see, one side are written in Pascal case, one side are written in lowercase to you to make you understand both are same. No expression here like this, you put your face. Respond. Yes or not? One side in Pascal case, one side in lowercase. So it's still working there. Okay? All of you, observe. Object. Read it. Supports all classes in the .NET class hierarchy and provides low-level services to derived classes. Derived classes means child class. Okay? This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate base class of all. Base class of all classes. Ultimate base class of all classes. It is the root of the top type hierarchy. What is the root? Root in the sense that is the first class here. Under that only everything comes now. There are thousands of predefined classes, and we are also defining so many classes. All these classes, who is present on the top of them? Object class. Under that object only, everything will come. What is OBJ, guys? Instance of object class. See, basically, in C++ language and Java language and a Python language, what is OBJ means? They say OBJ is an object. What do they say? OBJ is a object of object class. But we are not telling object. What is it telling you? Instance. One reason why the word object is not used, why we use the word instance, you know? Because in our C#, we have a class called object. Correct? Yes or not? If OBJ is an object, what is OBJ means? What is your answer? OBJ is the object of object class. Is it not confusing? OBJ is the object of object class. Confusing na? That is another reason why we use the word here called instance. What is OBJ? Instance of object class. Don't say object of. What do you say? Instance. And you guys watch it now. When I say OBJ dot, it will show you the 4 methods to you. See that? 4 methods. What are the 4? Equals, get hash code, get the type, posting. 4. I already listed you. Now also we got the same 4. And in this one method, we know, guys, I'll call that method. What is the method? Get type. What will get type will tell you? Get type will tell you the type of that OBJ. OBJ is which type will tell you? OBJ is which type here? System dot object. OBJ is which type? System is the namespace and object is the name. I already explained you. Your name doesn't have a value without your surname. So class names also, type names also doesn't have a value without their namespace name. So compulsory, what will tell you? System dot object. The namespace under which object class is defined is system. So showing you system dot object. Okay. Same like this. Watch it. I'm creating instance of class 1. And now you guys watch it. I'm calling p.getType. Okay, no issues. But before that, verify how many methods are there. How many? 6 are there. Equals, get hash code, get type, test1, test2, toString. So 2 times it is showing you what is that. Ignore what is shown star there. There are only suggestions. It is giving you suggestions, call this method, ignore that. Don't look at the star. Where you see star, ignore it. Ignore it and count. How many are there? 6 are there. Is that clear all of you? And I am calling the method, which method? Get type. Can you tell me, please, which type? OBJ is which type? System dot object. Now P. Brainless fellows, namespace should be the project name. Why are you telling system? You are telling system dot class 1. Why system dot class 1 here? When I ask your name, why are you telling someone's surname? You should tell your surname. Are you clear? When I ask your name, you say your name, surname, someone's surname. Someone's surname, you'll say. The same common sense apply. Class 1 is defined in which namespace? Oops project. So it is oops project dot class 1. Are you clear? The object is a class defined in. I already shown you this particular. I already explained about these namespaces also to you. Object class is defined in system namespace. Means what is the meaning? Microsoft opened a project called system. Microsoft opened a project called system. Under that project, it defined a namespace called, under that project, they defined a class called object. So project name will become namespace name now. So system is the namespace, system dot object. Okay, class 1 is present under oops project. Same way, Can I create the instance of class 2, guys? What is this? Class 2, C is equals to new class 2, C dot get type. Okay, what is the output? Oops project dot class 2. Oops project dot class 2. Can anyone answer this question? What is the question, you know? When I create the instance of class 2, how many classes it reads and how many constructors are invoked? Last class I explained you all these things to you. When I create the instance of class 2, how many classes does it read? Tell me the number here. Number I said you. 3. What are the 3? Come in the sequence, follow the sequence. Object, object, class 1, class 2. You start reading from the parent. Which class? Object, class 1, class 2. How many constructors are invoked? All. How many classes you read, that many constructors are invoked. Which constructor is invoked first? Object class. Afterwards, what is the ultimate parent of all the classes? Ultimate parent. Object only now. So can you say now, when I create the instance of any class, what is called first? When I create the instance of any class, what is called first? Louder, yaar. When I create the instance of any class, what is called first? Object constructor. That is the answer. Speak louder. What is that? Object class constructor. Whatever class instance you create, what is called first? Because object is ultimate parent of all now. After calling that only, rest of the code will be executed. Did you understand the fourth rule? What is the fourth one? Okay, now, understand all of you? This is the fourth rule. This is the fourth rule. We have 2 more here. We have 2 more, 5 and 6. I'll explain you. See, actually, listen to me. There is one concept called types of inheritance. There is one concept called types of inheritance. What is types of inheritance? Types of inheritance talks about the number of parent classes a child can have, or the number of child classes a parent can have. Clear? What it talks? The number of parent classes a child can have, or the number of child classes a parent can have. How many childs a parent can have? How many parents child can have? That's what it talks. Is it clearer or not? Okay. And according to the standards of object-oriented programming, there are 5 types of inheritances. How many? 5. What are the 5? Single, multi-level, hierarchical, multiple, hybrid. So according to object-oriented programming standards, how many types of inheritances are there? 5. What are the 5? Single, multi-level, hierarchical, multiple, hybrid. So now you'll be wondering, so what is single, what is multi-level, what is hierarchical, what is multiple, and what is hybrid? Okay. So guys, look first single. One parent, one child. One parent, one child. Did we come across this till now? When did we come across this till now? If yes, when? In? Did not get you. Class 1, class 2. Basically, you meant to say last day, Saturday? You meant to say we came across this in Saturday? Saturday only when I explained to you class 1, class 2. Wrong answer. The day one you started programming, you came across it here. 10 minutes back I said to you, the default parent class is object class for all of you. Yes or not? The day one you defined class first. Object is parent class for it now. Correct or not? In the notepad, the first class what you defined is class first. What is the parent of class first? Object. Means ultimately object is class 1 and first is class 2 now. With the day one you started programming, you came across single inheritance. Did you get my point or not? The day one you people started programming, we came across single inheritance. Day one, programming started, we came across single inheritance. Now you understood multi-level? What is multi-level? 1, under that 2, under that 3, under that 4, under that 5. Sequentially you define all the classes. I shown you 3, not only 3 are more than 2. More than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Any number. That is called as multi-level. Did we come across this? When? When? Saturday, yeah. Saturday you came across multi-level, na? You defined class 1, class 2. Just now I explained you on the top of class 1 object is there now. Just now I shown you na object. Under that? Class 1. Under that? So Saturday we have been learnt about multi-level only and we are working with that multi-level only now. Okay? Hierarchical. One parent, multiple children. One parent, multiple children. Did we come across this? When? Just right now what we are talking is multi-level. You are mistaking. Hierarchical. Did we come across this? When did you come across single? Day 1. Then day 2 you came across hierarchical then. Then day 2 you came across hierarchical. How's there? You have defined class first in day 1, right? Day 2? Class second. Class first, class second. Both are inheriting from object now. The day 1 you came across single from day 2. From day 2, not day 2. From day 2. Today you are working with hierarchical inheritance only. Are you clearer or not? From when? From day 2 till today we are working with hierarchical because all classes we defined come under object. Object is class 1 now. And 2, 3, 4, any number of classes can be present. One parent, multiple childs. So remember the day 1 you started with louder. The day 1 you started with single inheritance. The day 2 you started with hierarchical inheritance. Saturday you started with multi-level inheritance. Is it clear all of you? What next? Multiple means one child, multiple parents. One child, multiple parents. Did we come across this till now? Did we come across this till now? No, we did not. We did not come across this till now. We did not come across this till now. Okay? Okay. The next one is hybrid. What is hybrid? Hybrid is a mixture of all. In our school days biology, we learned about hybrid plant. What is hybrid plant? Yeah, a crossbreed. Mixture of different things. So here also, hybrid is going to be the same. It's a crossbreed, it's a mixture. See, look at this all of you. 124. 124. What is 124? Look at the screen. Look at the concept of the picture. 124 comes under multi-level. 124. 134. Multi-level. 123. Hierarchical. 234. Multiple, not multi-level. Multiple. See, we have all things combined together there now. Are you clearer? That is called hybrid. Did we come across this hybrid? Means if we did not come across multi-level, if we did not come across multiple, if we did not come across multiple, then we did not come across hybrid also then. Already we discussed we did not come across multiple, then we did not come across hybrid also. So we did not come across multiple and we did not come across hybrid. These two things we did not come across. Are you first clear with the 5 types of inheritances, all of you? Yes or not? One parent, one child, single. One parent, multiple childs in a linear hierarchy, straight line. Then that is multi-level. One parent, multiple childs, vertical, horizontal, not vertical. If it is vertical, multi-level. Now it is horizontal. That is called hierarchical. Okay, next. Multiple parents, one child. Multiple. A mixture of all these things, hybrid. In this, what we came across till now? Single, multi-level. What we did not come across? Multiple, hybrid. Okay now? Okay. Now let me tell you the 5th rule of inheritance. What is the 5th rule of inheritance, you know? Okay. In modern object-oriented programming languages like C#, Java, Python, etc., we are not provided with the support for multiple inheritance with classes. That is, we are only provided with the support for single, multi-level and hierarchical inheritances. Read it. Sorry guys. We are provided with the support for single, multi-level and hierarchical inheritances only. Okay now. We are provided only with 3 things. What are the 3 things? Single, multi-level, hierarchical. And we came across all the 3. What is not supported? Multiple. If multiple is not supported, I don't require to tell you again. Hybrid also will not be supported because hybrid is a mixture of all these things. If multiple not supported, then ultimately hybrid inheritance is also not supported. But why, sir? Why is it not supported? You again said in modern programming languages. Do you mean that in old object-oriented programming languages it is supported? Did you catch my point? What did I say? In modern object-oriented programming, I said you. Now we have a doubt. Sir, you are telling in modern object-oriented programming, do you mean to say that is it supported in older object-oriented programming? Yes. Yes. What is the first object-oriented language? C++ supports all the 5. C++ supports all the 5. All the 5? Yes. Single, multiple, multi-level, hierarchical, hybrid. All 5 are supported in C++. All 5 are supported in C++. But modern languages support only single, multi-level, and hierarchical because continue this. Because multiple inheritance causes ambiguity problems. It's going to cause you ambiguity problems, guys. And because of the ambiguity problems, what we have, okay, multiple inheritance is not supported. What is the ambiguity problem? I'll show you a picture, watch. You'll understand it. Sorry. Not this. Not this. Did you understand that? Are you clear? What is the problem? Tell me. Did you understand me? You're not telling me you're not understood. What is the problem? They tell me. The same method is defined in two classes. Yeah, class 1, class 2. Tomorrow you go to class 3. Okay. Now when you are inheriting two classes, the members of the class 1, the members of the class 2, both are pushed to class 3. Can two methods have the same name in a class? Try it out. Can you write two methods in a class with the same name? If you try to write two methods in the class with same name, you will get an error, ambiguity problem now. So that will come into action. That is why it's supported. Sir, then why C++ supported, sir? Then why C++ supported here? C++ is the first object-oriented language. When they designed, they don't know this problem will come. Did you get my point or not? C++ is the first object-oriented language. So when they designed it, they don't know this problem is going to come now. But later the modern programming languages came to an understanding, okay, these type of problems are there with multiple, and that's why they stopped. If multiple stopped, ultimately hybrid also stopped. So what is available? Single, multi-level, and hierarchical, but not multiple and hybrid inheritances. Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? Read them thoroughly, guys. Read them carefully. All the particular things what I explained to you. The notes is available. One more rule is that we'll talk in the next session. Okay, the notes is available to you. All the pictures what I'm showing you are printed for you over there in the notes. And also, if you have still doubts, watch the video. Watch the videos of inheritance. I already posted you the videos of inheritance. Watch inheritance videos also. Clear? Let me stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.